Welcome to Auntie Kay's Tarot, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello, and welcome to Auntie Kay's Tarot. So, we got fish, and it has kept me pretty occupied this week because it meant I learned about fish. And when I learn about something, I then want to learn all the things, which meant I then learned that the fish tanks we were gifted with some fish in them were too small for any fish keeping that somebody with my personality was going to be involved in doing. Now, the fish were indeed bought for, or not bought, gifted to my youngest for his 11th birthday. Pets are a parent's responsibility in all practical applications, and as such, I had to learn about fish, and was also initially like, oh, this is relaxing, I want fish too. And then learned about fish because I thought I knew, like, fish are just fish, right? They're not just fish. They're not. So everybody's getting bigger aquariums, a bigger aquarium this month. Little tanks will end up being for little tank stuff, like a quarantine tank and perhaps a nice guppy tank, because the guppies in this tank, it's quite pretty because they will, when they hit the bubble at the right angle, you get this full picture of their tails. But if you don't get it at the right angle, you don't really see much of the fishies at all, right? There's two of them just over here in this corner, but oh, are they gonna? It's kind of cool because it makes these little teeny tiny guppies look big, like a beta swimming by or something. Are you gonna come? But there's another tank with some fish as well. And they definitely want more than what they have. And we're learning about plants. So we're learning about plants in aquariums. So we started out with fake plants and have been adding real ones, both on these are the guppy pets that were gifted that started this, and then, that desired a trip to the fish store. And we have Padme Amidala back there with some beautiful black lipstick on her. I have a better video of Padme and Ahsoka that I should show, but we got Padme, Ahsoka, and Anakin and brought them home, and then Anakin didn't make it. And we're waiting to see what these little guppies will look like. It is thought that they will be yellow and orange, and one of them has some markings on their tail and might have like a mosaic or cobra tail. That would be cool. A bigger tank, although she likes playing in the bubble area, not directly in the bubbles, but right near them. So a bigger tank. marketing at 20 gallon. I've been working on getting it on Kijiji. But you think you're getting something and then you don't. You think you're getting something and you don't. And I've given it one more week and then I'll just buy one outright. And so, why am I showing you this new fish thing going on? Because I've reduced the amount of time I spend scrolling on the internet, other than I had to learn about fish. It was obvious that I could do that and just spend all my time looking at other people's fish on the internet, or I could be like, learn what you need to learn, be it take the educational route, find written stuff, and put it into practice. Otherwise, you'll just be on the internet looking at fish instead. And the point of like what really sold me on these fish is how much less time I spent scrolling internet or watching videos. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna sit by a fish tank and watch these little guys play around, you know? And that's been a blast. And I decided it's been pretty healthy for me. Other than the stress of like, it's not been completely stress-free. It's not. I went through lots of panic discovering it's not so easy to keep fish. That bigger tanks are better, that their water needs testing and monitoring, and I knew it needed changing, but I did not know how much went into it. Especially since I was just given like a even smaller tank with these two little guppies in it. There are moments where it's relaxing and there are moments where it's stressful. But also I think some of the stress was like transferred stress because I was recovering from other stress. So I did have some other stresses and was able to just transfer it into learning about how to keep a healthy fish tank, which I finally achieved. And so that's been going on for 2 weeks. That's been the last 2 weeks. And I like having fish at my workstation, and I found like some things from a secondhand store to help. How am I going to organize my cards if I'm taking up space in other ways, and figuring that out. And that's also been relaxing to have at my workstation. And where will we put the bigger tank when we get it? It's either going to be here, and this will go into the bathroom, or I might put it here. Like if I get a stand and can put it here. And also, wouldn't that be so lovely for all of you? I wouldn't be distracted by the fish while I'm working. They'd be back here. But in between calls, I could just turn and enjoy them quite nicely, especially since my chair turns. And wouldn't you all have a lovely view as well? So those are the thoughts on how this is going down. When you walk into the house now, you can hear the hum of fish tank motors. It's really this one. The other one's very quiet. It has a sponge filter that has a motor that handles two, so it's running both a sponge filter and an air stone. And I think it's the air stone on here largely that's noisy, but not exclusively on this little tank. We will talk about what's on my table, but I also want to put this out there for other people. Just buy the biggest tank you can afford to buy, or set up in your home, because I did not do that, and I bought a tank. Thankfully I did this secondhand, and then another tank, and was not happy with either of those. And then the person who originally gave me a tank was like, you should get a 10 gallon. I was like, no, I should not. I should get a 20 or 29 gallon, because otherwise I'm just going to keep collecting them and it will be ridiculous. So there's that. What do I think of these for small aquariums? If you're somebody who can have like only 3 or 4 guppies in a snail, or a beta in a snail, then these 5 gallon size are fine. But I'm like this one that's like actually 3.5 gallon cube with the bubbles. I feel like the fish have more to swim. They swim around. And in the Half Moon Aquarium, it has like no floor space. They can swim back and forth, but it is limited. It's not as big as it looks. It's not as big as it looks. I have trouble believing it's actually bigger. That the 5 gallon Half Moon tank is, I have trouble believing it's bigger than the 3.5 gallon bubble tank. I don't think it's true. Just save up your money and scour Kijiji or Marketplace or wherever you buy secondhand stuff a lot longer, for as big a tank as possible, because I would have saved money doing that. I would have. And if I had bought these brand new, that would have been messed up. It would have been messed up if I bought them brand new. So, I feel like I should make this shorter. I don't know. Well, let's get to decks on my table. My decks are on my table. Front and center. No one's surprised. That's mostly what I've been using. Craft Felt Tarot is here on my table. This is a gorgeous deck. It runs on the cute side. It doesn't symbol things up or anything like that, and it's very diverse. It is in amongst my top decks as diverse decks, and it wasn't even advertised that way. So there you have it. Not advertised as a diverse deck, one of my most diverse decks. Next up, I have Tarot of Life. Excellent expressions on this deck. This deck is full of expressions, and even like, see like the matches here, and people have sunglasses that instead of just hiding eyes, like are expressive. And it's a really incredible deck. You get emotions out of the cards in ways that I love this card. Like the big mouth, I love it. Fortune Queens is also on my table. One of my clients was telling me she sometimes draws inspiration from drag queens when she needs some confidence. So I reached and grabbed this out of the top drawer on the table where it is and pulled her a card. And then was like, man, I'm keeping this on my table for a while. It's a pretty fab deck. And yeah, some drag queens for inspiration. Also in handy reach, I have the Haters Exposed Oracle. Yep, I am still using it. This Nito Lenormand. I use this for a 9-card box because they're tarot size cards. They're photograph images. And while court cards don't necessarily have people, there are a lot more people in this Lenormand deck than is typical. And I really like it. This card is so good. When this card shows up and it's a video reading, I'm like, this is who he is. This. Even if he doesn't look like this guy, this is what he looks like on the inside. And do people listen when I'm like, this is who he is? This is who he is. Yeah, they listen to me. They do. And they are all into it. For the mice, some glare going on. So it's a photograph deck, and I like it. Oh, that was a birds card. And then I have some decks that are just like here that I can grab should I need them. My land back, and oh yeah, fortune cookies got moved off the table for my own little oracle deck. Rustic Roots is here, and the Clarity Tarot. So Rustic Roots, Clarity Tarot, and the Landback Tarot sit back there. There are decks up here on my shelf. I can grab them. That does happen. So that is decks and fish on my table. Yeah, decks and fish. Also keys and coffee and some weed. Legal. Yeah, some decks and fish. Can we zoom in on some fishies?
Well, we can't do it. There's only one player. I don't like one player game. When it comes to like long games like Little Nightmares, I don't like it.
What's that game with the weird squid looking thing.
Subnautica?
And why does it have B?
Subnautica? Mom,
Yep.
can bees be silent?
Sometimes, but it's not in Subnautica.
Oh yeah, sub. Or Subnautica. That's what it said. Sub.
Two separate words, sub and nautica.
Yeah, Subnautica.
Is it super?
I don't think so.
If you had a mod, but hopefully I might get Subnautica 2.
But you have the game.
I might, but this, oh yeah, Subnautica Below Zero is not really Subnautica 2. Subnautica 2 is going to be free player.
Free play?
Yeah, Subnautica 2. So what are we going to play?
Is something like how to play?
I already said no.